Hello everyone, I'm going to film this video again because somehow I didn't save it the first time, but it's just simply fine. Today I just want to talk to you about the way that I see EU as a whole when I start to analyze it, and how exactly I decide when to take positions, when to just, I don't know, take a rest and wait, just to set some alerts and so on. So you gotta know that the way that I trade includes all of the time frames that you are seeing right here, and maybe sometimes more than that. I I always have to analyze what happens on the higher time frames in order to take positions so accurate on 1 minute, and also 5 seconds without being so often taken out. So first of all, I am going to start with weekly time frame. As you may know, EU is my favorite pair because it allows me to have so little stop losses, and if you follow me on Instagram and on Telegram, you can actually see some of my insights too. Also, if you want to learn my entire strategy together with Andrew, I have a mentorship with almost 20 people. It's not a lot, so we can take care of each of them. So if you want to join this little community, just let me know in the comments, or you can message me on private on Telegram, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's start with the video now. So what we first see on the weekly time frame on EU is that we respected this high over here and then created a higher low over here. It came again lower and it just stopped in the demand zone here. I'm kind of waiting to see maybe, I don't know, a reversal from here or a continuation, but until we do not see something like this or something like that, we can't really tell what's happening in the market on the weekly time frame. We can just trade on lower time frames and so on. So at the moment we can't really see a break of structure to the downside here. Yeah, this is pretty valuable too, but I would like to see it over here. So again, we have this supply zone that was created and was respected. Again, it had some reactions inside of it without too much of an effort, and then we just kind of stopped over here in the demand zone that we created. So it's pretty fine. We can consider this break of structure important too, but I would prefer to see something clearer over here. So for now on, I can consider this high respected on the weekly time frame and this low weak because it was taken. By the way, right now I am on FXCM. Usually I'm using the forex.com broker for my charts, nothing else. I just chose this because I wanted the clean chart, not the one that I'm using on a day-to-day basis, so it may have some differences inside of it. You have to choose the broker over here that has similar prices as the broker that you're using, so you should check that. Okay, so I'm going to delete that one because it didn't happen, and just go on the daily time frame. And yes, on the daily time frame I consider that a break of structure to the downside too. So it's the same thing, we just kind of wait to see what's happening. If you're a swing trader, this is very good for you. You already know what you're doing over here. You just let the positions run based on this analyze, and of course you mark some zones on liquidity and the things like that, but for me it's just as a reference. So I can see that the market did a break of structure to the downside, so now I'm just waiting for it to have a pullback or maybe a reverse. Because why I'm saying reverse, just because the market right now at this moment in time is just too low, if you ask me. I mean, the euro and dollar price is too close to each other, so I don't really enjoy seeing this. It's too manipulated, and maybe it's not something that should happen. Okay, so if we go to the left, we can see that it actually stopped in this demand area that we can also have a look closer on 4 hours. So I kind of waited for this zone. Okay, So if we refine it a little bit, just a little bit, we can see that we kind of had this liquidity wick over here that was taken, and those zone that we had a reaction from. And if I wanted to refine it more, I'd go over here to this wick, which looks pretty cool for me. But let's leave it as a pivot, including this wick too. By the way, if you want to learn the way I trade, you know where to find me. In the FXA mentorship, all the members already know how to do this on their own, because I kind of shared everything that I know, and when something relevant happens in the market with this way of analysis, I just sent it to them together with Andrew. Okay, so now zooming in over here, what we can really see is that here it kind of tried to make a break of structure to the downside, but it couldn't, because we only see the wick, not the body itself, so we can't consider that a break of structure. Then we see this very interesting zone over here that, if you ask me, this zone may be good for retailers. I don't know if this is the way they see the market, but yeah, this is the buy zone, this is the sell zone, and this is kind of another confluence for me that the market manipulated the price, took the stop losses out of here of the retailers, and now just comes back to take this liquidity over here too. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens, if we can really see a break of structure to the upside. Yeah, it should be here on 4 hours actually, from this bearish leg to this bullish leg, but until we don't see that and we just stop over here, it's still bearish, even if we had a reaction from here. Of course, as I said before, I want to see a reversal, but we don't really know for sure what the market is doing. We can't anticipate what the market is doing actually. What we can really do, in fact, is just to react to its movements. So yeah, we had this doji over here for the supply zone if this doesn't break it, but we'll see in the future. We are on the 4-hour zone. We don't trade on the 4-hour zone, we just mark the zones and see what happens into them. We are looking more into the 15-minute zones and take trades on 1 minute and 5 seconds. And what you should know about the strategy itself is that in the way to take good trades and good entries on 1 minute and 5 seconds, you kind of have to have a better idea of what's happening in the market from the higher to the lower time frames. You can't just really catch some zones and consider that you know what you're doing. You have to always analyze all the time frames that you're considering. So now we are going to go on 1 hour and really appreciate to what's happening in the market. What we can see is that the market reacted from this doji on 1 hour, and it kind of stays there. I mean, yeah, over here, if we have a look, we had break of structure to the downside and charge to the upside. So for now, it still kind of has a change of a break of structure to the upside on 1 hour. But just to be clear about it, I'd rather see it over here after it takes all the liquidity that's staying in this zone. For now, this is good, and I can consider that this is a protected high and this is a weak low, and we might see in the future movements like, I don't know, movements like this. For now, we're just chilling and observing the market. You don't have to take trades every day on this pair. Maybe when the U is stuck somewhere around a reversal zone, you can just take trades on GU and other pairs that just matches your way of trading. But for now, yes, I would just take sells from here and buys from here, if you ask me. So on 15 minutes, we can play around and see more interesting zones happen in the market. So this movement was pretty good, if you ask me. We can see that this was the impulse over here, and it was kind of big. It developed some liquidity too on its way, so it's kind of good, because if the market decides to go in one of these zones, it can just take liquidity from this zone and react somewhere around here, or so on, just break that too and react somewhere around here. we kind of have enough liquidity for the market to continue going up. But of course, again, we can't really anticipate that. We just react to what's happening. If you're wondering what are these rectangles, this is the session high and low script that we offer into the FXA Academy. So yeah, if you want to see the zones better and see exactly when the market moves the most, you can actually see that. You can see the Asia high and low, which is a conference for our trade, and so on. So enough with what I was saying. Let's see from where this movement happened. It happened exactly from the low of Asia, created a demand zone over here. It had some liquidity to be taken, so the zone was very good. Actually, when the market arrives in this kind of zone, I just stick to 1 minute and 5 seconds and look for my entries. If you're wondering what's the difference between the 1 minute and 5 seconds entry, it's obviously not just the time frame, it's the accuracy of the trade. So with 1 minute entries, you can see things more clear, you are more, you are more sure of that trade, and also the stop loss is kind of bigger. But when I say bigger, I don't say like 10 pips and so on. On you can actually go for 3-4 pips and it's all good. But with 5 seconds, obviously it's better. You have more confirmations, you have better entries, and you can actually have a stop loss of 2 to 3 pips, 1.5 sometimes. It's just up to you. So in order for you to take that 5S entries, of course you're wondering how can you calculate the reward so fast when taking that trade. You have to use on MetaTrader 4 or 5 a tool that calculates that for you automatically, or if you're using CTrader, it's pretty fine because CTrader has that included in the app. So yeah, it's better for Windows if you ask me, but it's still good. Now we are just going to watch what's happening next with the London opening, New York opening in the next days, and to see if it will actually have a better break of structure to the upside and to have more confirmations over here. Until then, I will just look for buys, also for counter trend sells, even if it's not really that clear. The zone is uncertain for me at the moment, but it doesn't matter that I'm not going to take good trades, because you can still make 1 to 10s very easily. So if this info helped you guys, you can also like and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to post more of this. Also, you can send me requests in the comments about my next videos. And also, if you want to join my free Telegram community, is in the description box, together with my Instagram. And I offer mentorship together with Andrew if you want to learn in depth about this way of trading. I know that all over the internet there are a lot of courses about smart money concept, supply and demand, and so on. But if you ask me, not all of them are so great, because most of the times these courses just present you how to select the zones and how to take trades from whatever zone you're seeing, without actually considering the what's happening on higher time frames, which is no good, because you're going to take a lot of losses. And even if smart money concept is about taking lots of losses and break-evens before taking that good risk reward, it's not so good to take this many, just because you have commissions on break-evens too, and you have to consider that if you take too much stop losses, it won't value a lot in the end of the month. So yeah guys, that was the video. Hope it helps you, and see you next time.